Today's episode of RS Gist is titled, I'm a Conversation Designer. You're what? Have you ever heard of a conversation designer as a job role? Me neither. That is, until last week. I stumbled across one totally by accident when browsing through the proverbial corridors of LinkedIn. I came across a video by Kane Sims, a voice AI, conversational AI, and NLP expert, where he talked about a new tool by VoiceFlow that would help conversation designers. You can check out the link to the video, which I'll include in the show notes as well as on the newsletter page. He did a very creative video, by the way. I thought the tool sounded interesting, but what on earth is a conversation designer? So I asked my dear friend Google, what is a conversation designer? As always, Google did not fail to deliver. I came across this article by Michelle Paril called, So What Does a Conversation Designer Do? A no-nonsense look at the job role, which explained everything. The more I read, the more my intrigue grew. So what exactly is it? First of all, the official definition is, a conversation designer is responsible for designing the user experience of a virtual assistant. They ensure that the virtual assistant is conversationally engaging, impactful for the end user, and matches the voice of the brand. They translate the brand's business requirements into natural dialogue flows, backed up by UX research and good design practices. It's a role that essentially combines different skills or disciplines like UX design, copywriting, product design, and AI training and linguistics in order to train company chatbots, or virtual assistants as they're sometimes called. Even AIs like fancy job titles. I've had my fair share of chatbot experiences, some of which have been less optimal, but when chatbots work well, they are so useful for both businesses and customers. For businesses, it means that they can save time and answer common questions or carry out common task requests from customers quickly and efficiently, while saving their customer service staff for more complex problems that cannot yet be handled by chatbots. For customers, it means less time waiting in a call queue for simple information. Chatbots are getting more and more sophisticated, though. The most impressive one I've seen so far is ChatGPT by OpenAI. It answers your questions like that knowledgeable friend that knows almost everything, and it provides pretty elaborate answers. The role of a conversation designer is one I think is going to become more and more in demand in future as more businesses incorporate AI to improve their customer experience. So how does one become a conversation designer? Again, while scouring the internet to find out more information, I came across a post on Medium by Kathy Pearl, in which she outlined a few steps to take in becoming a conversation designer. Here are some of the tips she shared. Listen to podcasts and watch talks that would help you gain knowledge in the field. Then read relevant books and articles. Study best practices, for example, Google's conversation design guidelines. Follow conversational designers on social media, for example on Twitter or Facebook or LinkedIn. Then practice your newfound skills by creating UX mockups of sample dialogues. Build a working prototype. You can do this even without coding using no-code tools like VoiceFlow or Bot Society. Get people to test out your chatbot and help you point out areas to refine. And finally, build a portfolio to show your knowledge and thought process by including things like sample dialogues, conversational flows, videos, or screen recordings of your prototypes. When putting together your portfolio, don't forget to include a few lines of explanation under each of the items of your portfolio. Okay, you may be thinking, that's great, I'm interested, but how does one find a job? I came across another post on Medium about how to find a job in this intriguing field by Maika from Convocat. Apparently, you won't see many jobs advertised for conversational designers because many companies don't even realize that there is a name for this profession. I can attest to this. I searched for the role of conversational designer or conversation designer on a popular job website in the UK and found one. You'll often find the jobs for conversation designers hidden away in job titles for similar terms, such as chatbot builder, content specialist, UX writer, customer journey expert, copywriter, and writer for chatbots. Maika's article contains more information about getting into the field and the tools to use. I recommend you check it out. And what does progression look like in this field? This is one question I haven't been able to answer yet. So it's a question I'd like to put to you, my readers, and the wider internet about this job. What does job progression in this role look like? Is it managing a team, building a company offering this as a service, expanding into other AI tools? If you know, let me know on the RS Gist newsletter comments. And you might be wondering, okay, Aura, This is really cool information, but why are you talking about this? Well, I'm a startup co-founder at PathFound. It's an edtech company which helps African high schoolers learn more about careers and make more informed decisions. This role and other AI-related roles are roles that I think would be important and in demand worldwide in the very near future. And I want to make sure I draw attention to roles so that young people considering what careers to take on may consider interesting roles like these. You can follow PathFound on the PathFound website, pathfound.io, or on LinkedIn, Twitter, or Facebook to get updates, and you can join in when we're open to the public. Thanks for listening to this episode of Aura's Gist. And a bit about the author. Hi, my name is Aura Pampa, and I'm an entrepreneur and voiceover artist based in the UK. But I do love to travel, so I'm not always there. I share stories about my experience about being a voiceover artist while doing a PhD part-time and being a startup co-founder at PathFound, a career edtech company. I'm hoping sharing the things I learn on my journey will help other people along their own journeys. You can subscribe to my newsletter at aurasgist.substack.com or on LinkedIn to be notified when I post something new. All right, so I'll catch you in the next episode. But until then, try to live your life to the fullest. Make the best of it. You've only got one.